record to 7-0 in Colonial League play. Tonight, they host Bob Frankenfield's 12-1 Wilson Warriors. At 8-0, the Warriors hold a half-game lead in the Colonial League East Division. It's a battle of the undefeateds. Wilson, Notre Dame on RCN 4. Next. From the Notre Dame High School Gymnasium in Bethlehem Township, Pennsylvania, RCN 4 Sports presents Colonial League basketball. It is the matchup tonight between Notre Dame and the Wilson Warriors. Wilson comes in with a 12-1 record. They are 8-0 in the league. They'll take on Notre Dame. They are 9-2. They are 7-0 in the league. Hello, everybody. Gary Laubach and Dick Tracy. And Dick, this place is rocking.
Old-fashioned basketball, Gary. The Colonial gives us that. And I tell you, we got one going tonight.
I love the fact that we're playing on a Thursday night, kind of the only game in town, Dick, and it should be a beauty. These two teams both undefeated. Wilson with a half-a-game lead in the East, but the story really is who Wilson might not have for tonight's ballgame.
Yeah, that's a big story. The only thing wrong with playing on that Thursday, Gary, if this were a Friday night, they'd finish it Sunday afternoon at some local school or schoolyard. Home team, you take your choice of outdoor lots.
As we take a look at the matchups of the starting lineups, you will notice that Dave Joseph and Brandon Nardello, Dick, are not in the lineup. Joseph, they're thinking about possibly a stress fracture. He will see action tonight, although Bobby Frankenfield playing some mind games. He didn't bring him out here for warm-up.
He even came the wrong side tonight. Parked on the wrong side and walked in the wrong side late. No, it's a big matchup, and it's more than scoring and good personnel, Gary. I'll tell you what it takes out. It takes out a 6'4" guy who can handle the ball. It takes out probably your best point guard who must handle it against a stifling man-to-man defense.
And arguably, Joseph is the best player in the Colonial League. Nardella, he has been sick. Just did practice yesterday. He may see some action, but it's doubtful. He did not play in their last ball game. Dick, speaking of last ball games, Notre Dame can't play much better than they played against Penargil on Tuesday night.
And talking with the coaching staff, Gary, to the man, they agreed, best game of the year. And the first thing they said is defensively. And I'll tell you, I saw that on RCN. And they were all over Penargil. In fact, they made Penargil look like a less than mediocre team.
And Dick, they are a team that loves to shoot the threes, but nobody had a better game than Jeff Daly did, as he scored 28 points against Penargil, and he was hitting from all over.
He was hitting perimeter, 6 threes, hit the jumper on the run, passed well. He just had a sterling game.
These teams flat out just don't like each other, Dick. This should be a good one tonight.
But it's a nice kind of camaraderie. Toss back and forth, back and forth. A few comments, but that's the way the game was meant to be played.
Well, it sure is loud, and we hope that you will stay with us. We'll come back with the introduction of tonight's starting lineups and this big rivalry. Notre Dame-Wilson tip-off right after this timeout.
Criminal justice. One of the fastest growing career opportunities. Allentown Business School can get you there. The criminal justice program at Allentown can prepare you for an important career where you can make a difference. Financial aid available for those who qualify. Call toll-free 888-806-0808. That's 888-806-0808.
Hi, everyone. I'm back in town to get you on your feet again. Get up. Okay, fella.
So what do you think? Good offense or good defense? Pick one to experience the Volvo S60 at volvocars.com.
Welcome back to Notre Dame. A packed house here tonight
as obviously this game anticipated for a couple of months, even if the records aren't as good as they are. We will take time out, pause to honor America with our national anthem. Very nice job. As it will be the Wilson Warriors who will be introduced first to a rather warm Notre Dame gymnasium, as they have packed as many people in here as they possibly can, and they are all pretty well pumped up. Tom Point will start tonight in place of Josh Joseph, number 11, 6-foot senior, 6.5 points per ball game. Number 12 is Chris Eckhart, 6-foot junior. He had a hand injury earlier in the season. He's at full strength now, 6.4 a game. 20 is Chris Stocker, 6'2 senior, averaging 4.3 a game. 30 is Darrell Miller, a 5'9 sophomore. He has 12 total points on the season. And number 50 is Matt Basquell, a 6'3 senior, averaging 6 points per ball game. The Wilson head coach has been around a long time, 22 years. Bob Frankenfield, he is 294 and 257. As we turn our attention to the Crusaders of Notre Dame. First out is number 4, Reed Klotz, 6'2 junior, 13.5 points per game. Next is Ryan McAvoy, number 15, 5'11 senior, 9.5 points per ball game. Number 20 is Jeff Daly, 5'9 junior, leading scorer on the ball club, 18 per game. Nathaniel Mass is number 21, 6'1 senior, 4.4 a game. And number 22, the Beef, 5'10 junior, Dan Tavani, 5.9 a game, and he represents kind of the strength, physical strength of this ball club. Pat Boyle, in his 7th season as the head coach at Notre Dame, 110 and 61 in his career. And our official for tonight's contest, a couple of veterans doing the ball game. Bill McGinley on the left, and Steve Schiffer is on the right. Dick, both teams coming off good wins. Wilson beating Bangor, Notre Dame beating Penargil. Both teams have had an outstanding season. Wilson won 10 in a row before they lost on a three-pointer at the buzzer to Bishop McDevitt. Notre Dame's only 2 losses. They lost in the Christmas tournament in Syracuse to Genesee, and they also lost to Pocono Mountain North. That's it in the L column.
Yeah, you're talking about some pretty good numbers that they put up. And, of course, coming off 2 easy W's makes this one a lot more to prepare for.
And we get our first turnover of the basketball game by Wilson. And it'll be interesting to see how they adapt without their floor leader, Josh Joseph. The guy does everything. He had 12 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds in the game against Bangor. He can play. Bob told me that he is capable of playing about 4 minutes at a time. And I don't know whether that meant 4 minutes total or 4 minutes every now and then. The outside shot does not drop for Jeff Daly, who was unbelievably hot with 6 threes on Tuesday.
First on-court surprise, Gary, man-to-man by Wilson. Notre Dame to the last man expected to see him out.
Dropping the ball down to Basquell, and he just can't seem to handle the ball and Basquel is forced to turn the ball over. So Wilson turns it over for the second time. So we've gone 1 minute and 5 and have not come close to scoring at the Wilson end. Notre Dame couldn't get there, only shot down.
2 turnovers and missed rebound. There's a good shake open.
Daly came off a screen on the far side, wide open in the paint, and lays it up and in. Notre Dame 2, Wilson nothing.
Excellent backdoor cut.
Darrell Miller is a kid they brought up from the JV squad who managed to work his way into the starting lineup. And he would have started tonight even if Joseph was available. Eckhart puts it up and in. Tom Poynton is a kid who they just like to bring off the bench. They think he's better off the bench.
Was he tonight? Whoa.
He had a huge ball game against Notre Dame last year. And in fact, when I talked to Pat Boyle, he says it's that unsung hero that's killed us the last couple of seasons against Wilson. That triple doesn't come close for Klotz.
As Joseph reports to the scorer's table, Gary.
So he's going to get his first 4-minute shift, it appears, as Poynton misses for Wilson, tied at 2. Trying to go baseline is McAvoy, and McAvoy is going to get fouled on the play.
At Basquel trying to block out. Made that last second move. He'll pick it up right here. There's the drive. You see him moving at the last split second. Did not establish defensive position.
Josh Joseph in the ball game. 18.2 points a game. 6'4" senior. Wears number 23. He has 18 triples on the year. And Dick, his greatest asset, none of those numbers. He is a fabulous passer of the basketball.
Yeah, he really does so many things without the ball, Gary. He studies everything.
That shot hits the back of the iron and does not go. And Notre Dame is caught for going over the top. And that will be a foul on number 20, Jeff Daly, his first, and the first against the Crusaders.
Saw Eckhart very early in the year. He had a big bandage on a much injured hand and was shooting well then. Now he's improved his average even more.
Taking it right to the hole, and a good quick move is Eckhart. And he was so happy to get that thing that he was wearing on his hand off his hand, as he had a broken hand earlier in the season. And he said it's unbelievable how much more mobility he has now to work with the basketball. And here you see him at work, dropping it off the Basquel up and in. So Wilson right now moving the ball very well. And Joseph hasn't really been a part of it, hasn't had to be.
Well, Eckhart really owned the last 2 baskets. Then he scored himself, and there was a good assist off penetration.
Tray by Tavani, his 7th of the season. And it comes at a time when they really needed it. 6'5" Wilson.
They're going to give him only 2 on that one, Gary? Are they giving him only 2 on that basket?
They did now. They took it away.
Yeah.
They put up 6'5". They changed their mind. And we'll do some erasing on our scorer's sheet.
Wilson with the 3rd early turnover. There'll be a lot of those against that tight man-to-man by Notre Dame.
There's a jumper. One of those where you're not sure whether they use the glass or not. McAvoy instead uses back of iron, and that usually means the shot will not drop. Josh Joseph wants to take it all the way. Back outside, drops it to Miller. He doesn't catch it cleanly. Miller down the paint. He'll fire the ball outside to Stocker. There's the shot by Eckhart. Back of iron, no. Basquel, good rebound. Basquel up and in.
Basquel with a great offensive rebound, able to lay it up and in. 5th board of the game.
As we see a triple.
Tavani again.
This time we can chalk it up as Tavani hits the 3.
Boy, we caught him playing inside in his last game, guys.
We're going to get a blocking foul called here against Darrell Miller. And that will be his first and the second against the team as Notre Dame. Looks like they're going to sub.
Nadella.
Chad Lilly looked like he had reported to the scorer's table. He has. He'll put the ball in play. 6'1" sophomore, averaging 7.8 points per game.
A lefty had a great game the other night.
Quick pull-up jump shot. Daly won't go. And the rebound is controlled again by Basquel. He's been a force here early. Clinton's coming back in for Wilson. Wilson by 1. Eckhart. Right now, he's too quick for everybody out there. He's got 6 of the Wilson 10.
That's his game guy, really. It's that drive. There's a good rhythm to him. He's able to protect the ball.
Boom, bottom of the hole. That's Notre Dame's game. Jeff Daly with his 30th 3 of the season. In the game is Brandon Nardella. As we said, he's been ill. He and Joseph made the all-tournament team in their Christmas tournament up at Lafayette. And there's Joseph. That's why he's so tough. 6'4", and he can play inside, outside, play point guard. He can do anything. Here comes Eckhart. Will go. Pass Lilly. Won't get it. There's Nardella with a foul. That's enough. Pat Boyle's going to call timeout. We'll call timeout too. Wilson 14, Notre Dame 10. Stay with us.
Basketball fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus, featuring GE washers and dryers, GE dishwashers, GE microwaves, GE ranges, GE refrigerators. Plus, Kleckner's features free delivery, backed by their own factory-trained service department. Hurry in for best selection. Make us your last stop and see the savings on new GE appliances at Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem remembers when your pharmacist knew your name and your prescription needs. We've been serving your community for more than 111 years. Today, Family Prescription Center offers free delivery, old-fashioned customer service, and the best of today's technology.
I tell my friends to go there.
Call us to see how we can fulfill your prescription needs. 439 Wyandotte Street in Bethlehem.
You won't just be another customer, you'll be like the family.
We are back. We welcome you back. Other Colonial League games tonight. Bangers at Penargil, Caddy at Northwestern, Palmerton at Northern Lehigh, Palisades at Saucon Valley, and Southern Lehigh is at Salisbury. We'll give you the Colonial League standings the next opportunity. 2-2-2 on the clock. First quarter. Glad you're with us. 14-10 Wilson. And Dick, both teams playing what they like to play.
Absolutely. A big plus for Wilson has to be 7 boards, and then as a team, 2 offensive, and Basquel has picked them both back in the second chance.
Foul's going to be called on Chad Lilly. His first and the team's second.
Turnovers at the halfway mark or more at the three-quarter-way mark. Wilson 4, Notre Dame 3. Boards, Big Edge 7-2. Wilson pretty much expected.
And that's been kind of the difference. Basquel inside, Joseph inside. Wilson able to penetrate with the dribble inside. We get a hold here, and this is going to be on Lilly. So Lilly picks up a couple of quick ones, and Notre Dame has 3 team fouls. Wilson right now with Nardella, Poynton, Eckhart, Basquel, and Joseph. And Dick, I have a funny feeling that Nardella is healthy enough now.
Not a play, you're right.
It appears as if he's ready to camp at point guard. And Joseph's not showing any effects of what possibly might be a stress fracture. There was no guarantee that that was the diagnosis. Danny Tavani with the foul.
Tavani played extremely aggressive D on Joseph, where he has to, Gary, 4-inch differential or more. They call that tagging rule. That's a March rule. They call it in January.
Well, it's cold out. Well, today it's warm, so that's probably why. Nardella, pull-up jump shot. That's good defense. Nice job that time by McAvoy. And we're going to get a Wilson foul. This is going to be on Eckhart. And all of a sudden, we have a lot of whistles.
Chris Eckhart's game. always aggressive, whether it be with the ball or without the ball.
Jeff Templeton in the ball game, 6'4" senior. He's averaging a point. And again, there's that same play. Running off the screen is Reed Klotz, wide open inside, and he gets an easy layup. And Notre Dame trails by 2 as we approach 1 minute in the first quarter. There you get a look at number 20, Chris Stockert. Nothing. Out of the pack with a basketball comes Chad Lilly, showing some dribbling expertise. Tough man-to-man. Good drive. Up and in. Lilly.
Very well pleased with that young man. Well, they showed it. Sophomore brought him up just getting close to that starting lineup.
I think it's one of those teams that's so hard to defend because everybody has about the same skill level and it's pretty high.
Yeah. They look the same and play the same.
Shot by Point, no, out of bounds. Controlled by Notre Dame. And they have an opportunity here to take their first lead of the ball game. Make it their second. They led 2-0.
Lilly has a mismatch size-wise there. They put the ball in his hand for a right shot.
Nice pass. Cavani nowhere to go with it. So he forces a foul inside. Nothing wrong with that. And Notre Dame will go to the line as the foul's on Templeton.
Set up from the top of the key. There's the one-on-one situation. Playing help defense. Dish off. Cavani leans in, power layup. 2 shots.
Danny is a 75% free throw shooter. Can't get that one to fall. Notre Dame as a team shoots 70%. Wilson shoots an awful 59%. Lilly will get a rest. He did a nice job off the bench. As Evan Weedall is in the ball game, Cavani gets the second foul shot to drop. And we have played 1 quarter of basketball, and Notre Dame leads this one by a 15-14 score, despite the early heroics by Chris Eckhart. We'll be back.
When you need a prescription filled, who do you turn to? Walters Pharmacy. Walters Pharmacy compounds prescriptions and takes filling prescriptions as their #1 priority. At Walters, you'll save time. Trust Walters Pharmacy for convenience with free fast delivery in the city of Allentown. You can visit walterspharmacy.net and email the pharmacists with questions. Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care.
Let's go get Yaakov. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yaakov. For quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yaakov hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yaakov. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yaakov's, an Allentown tradition.
We are back. We welcome you back. Our first half tonight is brought to you by Atlanta Metro. Take the bus to school, to work, shopping, doctor's visits, and more. Ride the bus all day for just $2. And don't forget, seniors ride free during off-peak hours. Take the bus and you'll agree that Atlanta Metro is making it easy for you to get around the Lehigh Valley. 55% shooting by Notre Dame in the first period. 58% shooting by Wilson in the first period. The difference, Notre Dame, Dick, has a couple of triples, and that's their game.
The other number is Wilson with 5 turnovers, 8 rebounds. Notre Dame better care of the ball, 3 turnovers, but only 2 boards.
So Notre Dame by 1 as we head into the second 8 minutes. Wilson looking for their first Colonial League championship. Dick, they've been to the finals twice and they have lost. This is the year they think they can get it done. Nardello, no.
Certainly an experienced team are coming in. They got an awful lot of people back.
Down inside to Hafler. He can't get it. Cavani can't get it. So Derek Hafler, a 6'1 senior, who averages 1.8 in the ball game. Both teams have gone fairly deep in their bench. Wilson has played 8 players, and Notre Dame has played 7. Shot inside, no. And let's get another Warrior in there. Chuck Stokes, a 5'8 junior. So they've gone 9 deep. Stokes averaging 4.5. We're number 21. Klotz. Devaney will go away, and there's that off the screen again. And the layup missed by Weedaw. They'd like to have back.
Bell on a walk.
So Wilson turns it over as Notre Dame will bring Daly and Mass back in the ball game, and Wilson will bring Darrell Miller back in the ball game. Dick, they've worked this play a few times tonight.
That's the end of the shuffle cut. Well run off the screen. Tavani in the middle.
So nobody has scored in the second quarter. Klotz back cut. Oh, what a block. Chris Eckhart goes up and gets all ball. Eckhart wants to go down the paint. He's going to get hacked on the play by Mack. Basquell back in. Klotz will sit down. Or Stokes, I'm sorry. Stokes.
There's the back cut. Gets away from his man. And that's what you call good help defense.
Nathaniel Mass went up, and going up a little higher was Eckhart. He got all ball. No argument about whether it was a foul or not. Eckhart, he wants to go. He does go. Can't get anything inside, but Basquell's there. Slapped away by Weedow. And that bucket by Eckhart will count. And he'll get hacked on the play. This is going to be on Daly, and that's his second.
Some guys there, the ball just follows him around. Thinks he loses it. A little bit of a snuff. Power enough to kick it back. And the foul.
6-foot junior. Eckhart, and drops the foul shot. He's only a 57% free throw shooter. And he already has 9 of Wilson's 17 points. The Warriors by 2. Pull-up jumper 15 feet away. Lilly, and Chad Lilly. There's that lefty you like, Dick.
It's good. Perfect timing because he turned away from the block.
Point. He's picked up by Lilly. He drops the ball off into the corner. Stocker outside, no. And the Notre Dame fans will let you know what was wrong with that shot. Nice little drop pass.
It's straight away.
Bucket by Hafler. A wide open Basquell. Somebody didn't find him.
Wonder if Crusaders in the middle of changing to a pressure defense there. Because, boy, he was wide open.
We're tied at 19. And there's a hack from behind on Eckhart. And that's his second. And the team's 5th. And again, this rivalry runs through every one of the games played today as you get a look at the hack. The Wilson girls won a tough ball game today. I know it was tied at 34. I'm not quite sure what the final score was, but Wilson, they have had an outstanding season so far as they win their ball game. And in fact, as we check the Wilson record, they're now 12-1 in girls basketball as the foul shot is dropped by Klotz. Then the freshmen today, that game won by Notre Dame, 61-34, and the JV game won by Wilson, 48-30. So the boys have split. This is the rubber game here tonight.
Chuck Stokes, Josh Joseph back with the Wilson lineup, and immediately Joseph grabs the rebound.
But he does not drop his pull-up jump shot. Quickly down the floor, Notre Dame gets it to Klotz. Klotz puts it up, and bottom of hole barely moved the net. Did Reed Klotz, 22-19.
Klotz is one of those numbers in the book, Barry, that you say, yeah, he's going to hurt me with 6 or 8, and you look down, geez, he's averaging 13-5.
Exactly. That shot by Point, no. Slapped around by Basquell, but he can't come out of the pack. Instead, it's Lilly. Lilly drops the ball off. Little head fake by McAvoy. He drops the ball to Mast, and Mast has it blocked. Quickly down to Baswell, and he's going to walk. Couldn't quite catch it cleanly, and he traveled.
I don't know if we've ever had a Wilson Notre Dame game that was not close.
Wilson knocked Notre Dame out of the Colonial League Championship last year, beating them in the semifinals. Reese Klotz can't get that to fall. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Wilson basketball, and looks like Poynton may have jammed a thumb.
Picking up just a little bit earlier now, be scrimmage beyond the half court.
Asked Tommy before the ball game where Joseph was during the layup drill, and he just calmly said, "Don't worry, he'll be in uniform." Nice pass inside, good look. The look came from McAvoy, the bucket came from Klotz, and Notre Dame's got their biggest lead of the ball game. They're up by 5. Stay with us.
There comes a time in an athlete's career when he knows he's at his best. It's that moment when victory is at hand, and he feels invincible. The level of the game is irrelevant. What matters most is the feeling. And it usually comes inside a Russell Athletic jersey. Bethlehem Sporting Goods and Russell Athletic are a part of nearly every triumphant moment throughout the Lehigh Valley. Choose Russell Athletic and Bethlehem Sporting Goods. A winning tradition starts with us.
We are back. You look at the Notre Dame cheerleaders. You want to find out what's happening in the Lehigh Valley? Tune into RCN Headline News Local Edition. Lee Levan and Cecilia Spies will give you all the Valley's news in just 6 minutes, beginning at 5:54 p.m. on Channel 31. Be sure to catch RCN Headline News Monday through Friday at 24 and 54 past the hour until midnight. Headline News Local Edition, the news that matters to you. Josh Joseph with a pull-up jump shot has his second field goal and pulls Wilson to within 3. And that's what you like to get off a timeout, Richard?
Absolutely. Bobby the Dean Frankenfield called that timeout. And I'll tell you what else he's getting. He's doing a good job with the minutes that he planned to get from Ardell and Joseph.
Devaney can't go baseline. Baswell won't let that happen, and Devaney is forced to call a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout, and we'll keep it right here for you. And we'll go through the standings so far in the Colonial League, since Dick and I have not had many Colonial League games so far this year. In the East, it's kind of as expected. Wilson and Notre Dame battling for the top spot. Wilson 8-0, Notre Dame 7-0, and both teams having great records. I think I inadvertently said Notre Dame was 9-2. They're 10-2 on the season, as these two teams together are 22-3. Ken Argel 4-4, and Bangor at 2-5. As you look again at this real good look down inside, as the bucket up and in by Klotz. In the South Division, Saucon Valley has a 1-game lead over Salisbury. And in the North, probably the surprise of the league, Dick, has been Northwestern at 5-3. And the next closest competitors are Palmerton and Caddy at 2-5.
Northwestern, the surprise in their league. Saucon Valley in a division that's up for grabs. And then, of course, you have the probable wild card division coming right out of this game tonight.
Yeah, Notre Dame or Wilson certainly looks like they're going to have that wild card locked up after you just saw a great basket by Chad Lilly. And Josh Joseph starting to warm up.
What do you need most, Coach? Passing, scoring, defense?
Try to supply it. The left-hander this time can't get it down, Lilly. Follow-up, no. Slapped out of bounds. It's going to be Notre Dame basketball.
Joseph might have showed you one more aspect of his game there, Gary, intimidation. I think he made the sophomore lefty shoot a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Almost slapped away by Stokes. Daly's been kind of quiet. He has a triple and a field goal both in the first quarter. Coming off a 28-point ball game where he had 6 triples in the game. There's the lefty again. This time, no, back of iron. Joseph can't come down with it. Ball slapped around, and Darryl Miller will end up with the basketball, and he'll bring it down the floor. Miller working against Lillard. Stokes pretty good outside shooter. He's got 10 triples on the year. Joseph again. Got that quick jump shot, and he really, with his size, can shoot over most guys that are scheduled to guard him.
Hey, you know if he's looking to pass or looking to shoot.
Oh, there's a nice drive. Everything kind of opened up for Ryan McAvoy. He says, if nobody's going to stop me, then I'll just take it to the hoop. Notre Dame by 5.
They've opened the center now for a little center open. That time McAvoy able to take it all the way to help defense inside very late coming over.
We approach 40 seconds. And nice drive. Scoop shot by Darryl Miller. He's on the board. That's going to be caught by Stokes. Joseph looking to take it to the hoop. Joseph up and in. So Wilson with 4 quick ones brings themselves back to within 1.
Boy, that was once a 5-point lead playing for last shot. Now you just want to salvage that lead.
It's been a 13-13 quarter, Dick. Notre Dame led by 1 at the end of the first, and they still lead by 1 or more. Nope, doesn't go. Shot by Lilly. Will not fall. And that's the way the first half will end, with Notre Dame hanging on to a 1-point lead. The Crusaders 28. Wilson 27. We'll put the numbers together for you. We've got 16 more minutes of basketball and some analysis by Dick Tracy when we come back. Down the lane, up and in, Ryan McAvoy. Stay with us.
Criminal justice. One of the fastest growing career opportunities. Allentown Business School can get you there. The criminal justice program at Allentown can prepare you for an important career where you can make a difference. Financial aid available for those who qualify. Call toll-free 888-806-0808. That's 888-806-0808.
Hi, everyone. I'm back in town to get you on your feet again. Get up.
Okay, fellas.
So what do you think? Good offense or good defense? Pick one to experience the Volvo S60 at volvocars.com.
We are back. We welcome you back. Good doubleheader for you tomorrow night, as Dick and I will travel to Becca High, and the latest report is that Adam Bednarik has a sprained knee and will be out 7 to 10 days. We won't see him tomorrow night, as Central Catholic will come to town. Another great rivalry. Central Becca tomorrow night live at 7:30, and then at 9:30, Bob and Chris will bring you the Whitehall Liberty ball game, and that should be a real good one. There's plenty of action tomorrow night, doubleheader basketball. All right, we've got a good one here tonight so far, and kind of as scripted as Wilson doing the things they do well, Notre Dame doing the things they do well, and when these two teams both play pretty well, we've got a close ball game. Let's take a look at the individual numbers, and Dick, you've got to like what Eckhart has done, picking up the lack of playing time by Joseph.
Yeah, you're talking with your having two starters really not available for the full-time duty, Nardella and Joseph, who are now at 10 between them. Eckhart comes in there, and with his plan to play, and that's nothing but hustle and guts.
And you look on the other side, certainly what Notre Dame likes, and in fact, Dick, their real strength is their team, and that's a lot of good team scoring right there.
Yeah, no zone defense by Wilson, so Daly, will probably have a hand in his face most of the night. And the 3-year starter, he's a little bit of a size disadvantage, and he'd be able to defend. But then look at Klotz and the sophomore lefty Lilly really have come on strong and given him 13. Klotz even a couple of assists.
The only thing as close as the score are the team numbers. Let's take a look at the team stats. And Dick, they both have the same number of shots. Wilson has made one more, but Notre Dame has a couple of triples that Wilson doesn't have, and that's why it's as even as it is.
Yeah, the rebound said Wilson has more possession, but don't forget, they've turned a few of those over.
As you take a look, too, the rebounding does belong to Wilson, and as Dick said, turnovers are fairly close. All right, let's go through the first half highlights as we'll start with Notre Dame. And Dick, I think it's been a good first half for Notre Dame passing the basketball.
Well, we're going to see some of the things we talked about. We're going to see Klotz in action with a good assist. We're going to see a good backdoor cut and an inside play. That one given up by McAvoy.
Two Klotz.
Same thing here. This time they'll enter inside in the post, and Klotz once again shows his ability.
And from McAvoy once again. Dick Eckhart played a good first half.
Yeah, that's just gutsy, Gary. Just a little bit of a lane. That's all Eckhart needs.
At both ends of the floor. That's Eckhart again.
Yeah, those are the kind you feel. You feel more embarrassed than you've heard of losing the ball.
Joseph didn't play more than about 8 total minutes in that first half, but he made them count. So we get ready for second half action, as the second half is brought to you by Atlanta Metro.
Nardella will start, Gary. Joseph will not to begin the second half.
You're invited to take the bus to school, work, shopping, doctor's visits, and more. Ride the bus all day for just $2. Seniors ride free during off-peak hours. Take the bus. You'll agree that Atlanta Metro is making it easy. Notre Dame with a basketball, as it is Klotz and Tavani out there, along with Mast and Daly and McAvoy. Starters on the floor. That shot is an air ball, and it is collected for Wilson by Eckhart, as they'll start Nardella, Eckhart, Basquel, Miller, and Stocker. Stocker out of the corner, and he can't get it down. And a good rebound for Notre Dame out of the pack. With the basketball comes Reed Klotz.
Well, when he was a sophomore there, I thought by the time he'd be a senior that Stocker would have that as an automatic three.
Probably hasn't shot as well as he even would have hoped for.
Well, he's been saddled almost his whole career with a variety of injuries.
Basquel commits the foul. Going to the line is McAvoy. He is a 68% free throw shooter and has not been there tonight. And Notre Dame, neither one of these teams are great free throw shooters, although Notre Dame is 70%. That's not bad, but tonight they're only 2 out of 5.
I think there'll be a lot more foul shots in the man-to-man game.
We've had 7 total. Wilson's only been to the line once. That was an Eckhart shot after a bucket. Eckhart goes into the paint. It's a tough spot to get to. You usually run into trouble, and that's not a good place to pass the ball from either. Turnover by Wilson.
Great anticipation, McAvoy.
Good block by Basquel. Came right out on Klotz and jammed him, and now Klotz compounds that problem with a foul of his own.
Yeah, one of those silly fouls, Gary. No reason for it, simple reach. Probably want to get even for loss of ball. That's the reach here. Reach is right out in front.
Wilson's been involved in a bunch of tight ball games. Their only loss, a three-pointer at the buzzer by Bishop McDevitt in the Christmas tournament. as we're going to get a foul here on Tavani. His second, team second.
Watch this. Baseline drive, stop, hold in the air, double pump, and draw the foul.
Eckert, so far tonight, has been the offensive catalyst for Wilson, but misses the foul shot. 1 out of 2.
Wilson has been ranked by the Harrisburg Patriot News as a team to watch in 3A boys play.
29-28. Notre Dame. Each team with a foul shot so far in the third quarter. We played 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Daly, he's been very quiet, Dick. You would expect him to get a little noisier.
Yeah, he was challenged, a little pump fake. He just held the ball. Defender blew by, and they were all set for his little standing set.
Nice drive.
That's twice he's done that.
Darryl Miller, the sophomore, showing some speed after the little head fake. Pull up, 13 feet away, comes up short. Goes McAvoy. Nardella. Out of bounds. It's going to be Notre Dame basketball. Good hustle. Good work down there by Ryan McAvoy.
Boy, that's where the pressure can really help you out there. That time they went a little three-quarter court, 2-1-2, got themselves a quick turnover. Watch this now. He'll score on the drive, on the basket, and now they'll set up and pressure D.
Josh Joseph reports into the Wilson lineup. Basquel sits down. Tavani can't shoot it over Joseph. Gets it back. Fox will slow it up, and Notre Dame will set it up. Tavani again, and it's going to be offensive. Tavani's picked up 3. Lowered the shoulder. Think he's used to doing that. It's just the wrong sport.
That's right. Needs a first down. Used to doing that.
Dad's in the audience. Head coach at Lafayette, Frank Tavani. Taking a quiet couple of hours away from films, probably, as you get a look at the coach. And Wilson throws the ball away. Remember, Nardella's only had 1 practice in the last 4 or 5 days. Chad Lilly in the ball game. Tavani sits down with his 3 fouls.
Token pressure.
Lilly's a good-looking sophomore, Richard.
It's very good. Watched him the other night. Was very happy with his play this sophomore. And he's not shy guy. You know, for a sophomore, they usually have to look up to the upperclassmen like Mayi.
He's got that nice size at 6'1". You expect him to be around 6'3", 6'4" till he gets out of here.
I said to Pat, he's going to grow. Pat said, big feet.
Trying to go inside again with that away from ball screen. And the ball tipped by Wilson. Notre Dame will control it. We have not had a lot of offense here out of the locker room for the second half. It's been a 3-3 game so far in the third quarter. And Daly's going to go to the line as he gets hacked on a reach. Foul's going to be on Darryl Miller.
He thinks Wilson's going to play a little bit of a box on Daly, Gray.
Daly is one of the guys who doesn't miss foul shots. He is a 90% free throw shooter. And looking for his 9th point. No, back of iron. I guess I jinxed him. So Notre Dame stays at 50% from the free throw line, 4 out of 8. Eckhart, he wants to go. Boy, he's got a quick first step, doesn't he?
He does. Even when he cuts through, Gary, he takes a piece of a body with him.
Foul's going to be called on Nathaniel Mass.
The pump, the drive, and a little bit of a contact.
He looks like one of those kids that Dave Crow would like to have on his wrestling team, too.
That's what I thought about Point, when he came out. You're going to say, wrong sport, wrong room here.
Both foul shots dropped. A dozen points for Eckhart. Came in averaging 6.4. So he has picked up some of the injury slack that the Warriors have looked at tonight. And we are tied again at 32. Good. Nathaniel Mask back cut. That was smooth.
So quick.
Joseph, that's a quick jumper. I don't know how you stop that. Wow. Look at that move by the sophomore outside. Mass can't get it. Joseph is there to collect the rebound. Ball's like a string attached to his hand. Miller, I don't know how he caught it. He's going to end up somehow getting the bucket.
Two great pieces to one great offensive play.
Wilson up by 2. Fouls on Joseph. Josh looks over and says, good call.
Wilson putting his three-quarter pressure on Gary on for one play.
I think we've had 2 kind of minor spurts in the ball game, and both of them by Wilson at the end of the first half and right there.
And now they come out man-to-man. That is the Warriors.
Oh, there it is again. That's too easy, Richard.
You bet it is. Bobby gets out of the zone, goes to the man. Same result on 2 back-to-back plays.
That was masked again. And Mass will slap it out of bounds, working hard. 2:21 to go.
Crusader trademark. Must work as hard on D as you do on O.
Bobby Frankenfield isn't that short. He just
nice pass.
Doesn't sit on the bench. Up and in by Darryl Miller. The pass from Joseph.
Pattern play.
And again, look inside. Hard to shoot over Joseph, but somehow Klotz found a way. Got him off his feet.
Fake inside, went the other way. Another tribute to Lily, Gary, as a sophomore playing in the middle versus pressure.
Goes Miller again. Darryl Miller with 10 points. I think he came in with 12 total in the season.
10 points, not one, more than 14 inches away from the basket.
And that will hit side of iron, not go. And the ball kept alive for Notre Dame down in the far corner. There goes Daly. That won't go. Joseph for the rebound. Well, Pat Boyle looks like a prognosticator. He said there's always one guy I don't expect to score for Wilson. And Dick, that's been Darryl Miller and maybe Eckhart tonight. He's got more than double his average. Nice pass. Martella to Joseph. Oh, that was pretty. Klotz. And just like that, Wilson up by 4 as we approach 1 minute. There's Daly. Back of iron, no. Rebound down inside. Looking to catch it was Lil, and he could not. Stolen away. Here comes Miller again. And did he walk? Yeah. Probably should have been a jump ball, Dick, but I think Billy might have been, Billy McGinley's view might have been blocked here. I think it should have been a held ball. I don't know. Maybe it was nothing.
Yeah, maybe
Not even
just
sure he walked.
play.
Seemed to have gotten rid of the ball before his feet came down. But again, we get a good look, good angle, couple cameras, and I'm sure Billy's view was blocked a bit. And those calls happen every ball game. 42-38 Wilson. Final 25 seconds.
Jeff Daly, only a junior, but 3-year starter.
Well, he's cranked up some good point totals for Notre Dame. Notre Dame trying to cut the gap to 2 or to 1. Nice block. Guess who? Eckhart again.
See what they call for here, guys. The last shot offense. They cleared for him. Got tremendous offside help.
A leaner that time by Klotz trying to drain it. He does not. Well, Josh Joseph hasn't played as many minutes as he normally does, but the minutes he's played, he has taken advantage of them. 42-38 Wilson. Stay with us.
Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem remembers when your pharmacist knew your name and your prescription needs. We've been serving your community for more than 111 years. Today, Family Prescription Center offers free delivery, old-fashioned customer service, and the best of today's technology.
I tell my friends to go there.
Call us to see how we can fulfill your prescription needs. 439 Wyandotte Street in Bethlehem.
You won't just be another customer, you'll be like the family.
Hey, basketball fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader. Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus, featuring GE washers and dryers, GE dishwashers, GE microwaves, GE ranges, GE refrigerators. Plus, Kleckner's features free delivery, backed by their own factory-trained service department. Hurry in for best selection. Make us your last stop and see the savings on new GE appliances at Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
There's the man in charge here at Notre Dame, and again, thanks the hospitality here, Dick, is just marvelous. As again, not only did they feed us, but they kept some food aside for those of us, namely myself, who came. I thought I came early, Dick, at 5:30, and everybody had already eaten. As you get a look at another nice pass play by Notre Dame, and here's a pretty good one by Nardella.
Yeah, Nardella. You're not seeing the shot tonight, that patented standing perimeter shot, Gary, but off the penetration, real excellent pass there.
Shooting numbers, Wilson 58%, Notre Dame at 40%. Wilson has not made a triple tonight. I'm trying to recall if they've taken more than a couple.
Well, they haven't, but they got Cavani for one, didn't they?
No, I mean Wilson. I don't think
Wilson.
I'm
sorry, Wilson.
There's Poynton, as I say it, tried to drop a triple and did not. Good ball movement. They get the ball to Daly, and Daly, can't get it to fall.
Daly has what he wants, Gary. Got him in his zone.
The other night, he couldn't miss that shot. Colonial League will play again on Saturday night as Joseph has it blocked by Lilly.
2 shots for the Warriors here in the fourth quarter, Gary. I think both are freshman Bobby Frank with 11 back. That one led to a 2 by that left-handed Lilly again.
Lilly with 8. Wilson plays at Salisbury on Saturday. And Notre Dame is at Palmerton on Saturday. Wilson's game, by the way, moved up to 7 o'clock. I think that has a little bit to do with Eagles football. Fouls on Poynton, and Wilson all of a sudden not doing some good things here early. As Darrell Miller's going to come back. Offensive foul. Poynton, that's the 4th team foul.
Notre Dame, against their style, Gary. Normally, most of their offense is perimeter. But tonight, they've just taken time and time again and driven that lane or made some back cuts.
Unforced error. Jeff Daly turns the ball over. Both rooting sections have been on their feet for the entire ball game. And Dick, they started screaming about 4 minutes left to go in the third in the JV game. And then, they had a few cheers for you and for me.
Yeah.
They sounded friendly.
Few for you and very few for me.
Back cut by Nardella. Does not use the glass. It does not go in. 42-40, Notre Dame can tie it up. Daly in the corner has Joseph on him. Wilson stays man-to-man. Daly again, he's due, and he can't get it. Jeffrey has struggled a bit tonight, has 8 points. There goes Darrell Miller again. He hasn't struggled. He's got a dozen. 44-40.
All the opposing coaches look at the box more. Where did he come from? How did he get those?
Nasno outside. Rebound Stocker. Nardella looking. There's Nardella tried to find Joseph. That time defended nicely, and Joseph found Miller. Oh, what a pass by Joseph. He is an exceptional passer.
And I know of one colleague that knows that extremely well.
Oh, Daly was due.
You know he's not going to be quiet the entire game.
He's got 11. That's his second triple of the ball game. Gets Notre Dame a little healthier. They're down by 3. And it's a walk. Stokes will come in for Wilson. Klotz will come in for Notre Dame. Nardella will sit. And Notre Dame will sit down Ryan McAvoy.
Bobby Frantic has certainly welcomed those easy baskets, even though they weren't easy to do on the court. They were still easy scores.
Another good back cut forces Darrell Miller to commit his 3rd personal foul. I think it's going to be on the pass. I don't believe it'll be a shooting foul.
Oh, that's bad.
Fifth team foul against Wilson. Outside shot, no, and then it hits the guide wire. And we'll go over to Wilson, shot by Lilly.
Surprised Wilson went man-to-man on that out-of-bounds play.
Told you it was crowded here. The girls' teams, somebody told them they should be on stage. So they are. Wilson girls won today, and they're here to support the boys. Similar records, both with 1 loss.
He drops his head when he shoots there. Maybe that's why you don't understand what Joseph is going to do offensively.
He didn't drop his head. He dropped the bucket. Chad Lilly with 10. It's a 1-point game. Notre Dame fans wanted to walk. They don't get it. They do get a missed shot out of the corner by Joseph, and they get a steal as Stocker lost it. Notre Dame can take the lead, and you'll know it. This place will erupt if the Crusaders get a bucket here. Manning. No. He goes down hard. Eckhart. Yes.
Well, he's stopping.
14 for Eckhart. 14 for Miller. A dozen for Joseph. Oh, that's a pretty drive. Reed Klotz. He's got 11.
Joseph said something to the bench guy the last 2 times he went by. I don't know if he's winded or not.
Bobby's going to call a timeout, and that may be just to get his star player a little bit of a break on the bench. 48-47 Wilson. 3:19 to go in regulation. Don't go anywhere.
At Lehigh Valley Ford, we're going to treat you right. Our vehicles are equipped the way you want them, not stripped for advertising purposes. Lehigh Valley Ford on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
Other carpets might look like Shawmark Anything Goes, but not for long. Unlike other brands, Anything Goes comes with a 10-year warranty against matting and crushing, even on heavy traffic areas like stairs and hallways. The question is not how the carpet looks when you buy it, but how it will look 10 years down the road. With Anything Goes, the answer is beautiful. Shawmark, a name you can stand on.
Central Becca tomorrow night, live 7:30. And followed up by Liberty Whitehall tomorrow night. People wondering why we were not live tonight. 3 letters, JJT. Jolly Joe Timmer. We don't mess around with Jolly Joe. So you watch a little polka, and you watch a lot of basketball, or vice versa. Daly driving Miller a little crazy. Eckhart's going to go to the line as Stevani will pick up his 4th personal foul.
Called the block. Again, it seems each Wilson guy has a specialty guy. Eckhart, it's been his drive, mostly base. Outside, of course, with Nardella, Joseph, a do-all. You have Miller coming in from out of nowhere with a tremendous drive.
Chris Eckhart has been the only Warrior to go to the foul line. And he's 6 out of 7.
Well, he's really been the only one to drive.
And the lead is 3 again. There's a back cut again. And there's a foul inside on Joseph. Boy, that has been the money play tonight for Notre Dame. Dick Eckhart goes for the double team here and leaves his man wide open, and that allows the drive by McAvoy. Notre Dame 5 for 9 from the line as Mass comes in, Stevani comes out. Wilson by 1. Eckhart finds a way to get around people. Great move by Chris Eckhart. 18 Eckhart points. He had 18, Dick, on Tuesday against Bangor.
Yeah, he was the scoring leader on Tuesday night, that 20-point win.
Stokes, he'll get hammered. Foul's going to be on Klotz. Chuck Stokes didn't hesitate.
And he protected the ball, guys. Really got him on the left side when he's a right-hand shooter. Look at that. Protected well on that side of the body.
Trying to give Wilson, at this late stage, a 5-point lead. But he's only a 55% free throw shooter. Drops that one. So the only Warrior besides Eckhart to go to the foul line. He's got them both. Teams will do it again at Wilson later in the season. They are penciled in on our schedule.
Good help there, Joseph.
Could be big. McAvoy, nope. And Stokes is there to get the rebound.
And that's not a throw. That's exactly what the Crusaders will play for. There's their little double.
This could be huge. Nardella out of the corner. It's his 21st triple of this season. That's the first triple of the night by Wilson, and puts him up by 8 with 1:49 to go. We'll be back.
Are you ready for a great deal? A money-saving party. We got new and used car, trucks, and vans. We'll get you quick-started. Yeah, our service and selection are out of sight. Come deal with us, we're gonna treat you right.
At Lehigh Valley Ford, we're going to treat you right. Our vehicles are equipped the way you want them, not stripped for advertising purposes. Lehigh Valley Ford on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
The fans, there's plenty of them, and they have been involved all night. Hey, if you want to find out what's happening in the Lehigh Valley and you want to get the news fast and accurate, then just tune in to RCN Headline News Local Edition. Join Lee Levan or Cecilia Speece They will give you all the Valley's news in just 6 minutes, beginning at 5:54 p.m. on Channel 31. And then it runs every Monday through Friday at 24 and 54 past the hour until midnight. Headline News Local Edition, the news that matters to you.
Gary, what do you want from a 5'8" senior point guard in a close game, wide open, non-questionable shot, your specialty, and Nardella drains it.
He did not even come to school Monday or Tuesday. Was in yesterday to practice for the first time. He's been ill. Bobby didn't know how much he could get out of him tonight. Shot out of the corner, no, and Notre Dame is now forced to foul. And this foul will be on Lilly, and that's his third. And this whole game, Dick, kind of turned around in the last minute and a half.
If you start handing out individual plaudits, if Wilson is the winner, and it appears they're going to be, you're going to be here all night with individual merits.
We'll have our Yakos player of the game at the conclusion. Certainly Josh Joseph, Darrell Miller in the running, but it appears tonight that Chris Eckhart, if Wilson hangs on and wins this ball game, will get that honor as Miller does not make the foul shot.
Boy, Joseph knew it too. Keep the clock running.
And puts Notre Dame in a 1-and-1. Compounding the mistake. By the way, that was Darrell Miller's first missed foul shot. He was 2 for 2 on the year. And Pat Boyle's going to look at the score sheet tonight and say, oh my goodness, another guy did it to me. Another guy I didn't expect to have to worry about. Second foul shot, no. Notre Dame battles. And we'll get a foul here on Daly. His third, and we are 1-and-1. Miller will go to the line.
Joseph, up-court pass, looking for Miller with what he has done so well tonight. Daly doesn't give him the opportunity.
I don't have to hesitate to say that this is a career high for Miller, since he only had 12 points coming into the game in the season. Daly, no. Right now, Notre Dame can't buy a bucket, and that's kind of been the case, Dick, for the last minute and a half.
And Miller with a big board in traffic. They're going to get a rest. Good job, sophomore.
He sure did. Darrell Miller will go to the bench. Probably just a little concerned about those last two missed foul shots. 1:09 to go. We're going to get a knee here on Chad Lilly. His fourth foul.
Well, here comes Miller right back. Oh, he's playing offense, defense now.
I guess as he's playing defense, ball handling.
Yeah, that's right. Stockton's there to handle the ball.
This young man has been the star tonight. This will be his 20th point of the game. He's got it. Tim Kafer handles our highlight packages, and Tim rack up Chris Eckhart as our Yakos player of the game. Daly can't get it to fall. We get a foul here on Klotz. And you hear the it's all over chant from the Warrior contingent. And it looks like they're probably correct. 59-50. And Eckhart on the line.
I think Eckhart would be the MVP of a Sunday afternoon game also on the playground somewhere. A lot of determination from that young man.
Came in as a 57% free throw shooter, 9 for 11 tonight. Daly, they just can't get anything. Down to Nardello, he'll put it up and in. And this is going to be another Wilson W. They'll win their 13th of the season. We'll get a foul. We'll run down the scoring for you and then add them up as they gets some more. For Notre Dame, Chad Lilly with 10. Reed Klotz with a dozen. Ryan McAvoy with 5. Jeff Daly with 11. 4 for Mast. 6 points tonight for Tavani. That's the Notre Dame scoring. We'll get to Wilson in a moment as Nardella drops the foul shot.
Wilson came very resolved there. Came late, went in the side door, right down, right up. Not much yakking. Went out there, did the job. Wonder if they surprised Notre Dame with the man-to-man.
Bobby is a bit of a psychology master, Dick.
Yeah, he likes that stuff.
Way outside Daly, way outside. And that should be a 4-point shot. Daly's third of the ball game. Give him 14 points now on the night.
Somebody with a look down court. Nah, they got it.
It's a 10-point game. See if Notre Dame, it doesn't appear as if they're going to pull back. Not much reason to foul here, but they won't. They don't get it. Wilson's going to win it by a 63-53 score.
What do you let the clock run?
Well, the game, now it comes to an end.
You think?
I think they're going to have to put 2 seconds back on the clock. The Wilson scoring tonight, Brandon Nardello with 8 out of the sick bed. For Wilson, Chuck Stokes had a couple on the foul line. Josh Joseph with a dozen. And looking okay. As it looks like maybe the stress fracture not what people thought it might be. Darryl Miller with a great game, 14 points. And Matt Basquell with 6. But our Yakos player of the game tonight is Chris Eckhart. 6 field goals, 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Chris Eckhart with 21 points. Yakos, 2 locations in Allentown, 1 in Emmaus, 1 in Fogelsville, and 1 in Trexlertown. Dick Wilson goes to 13-1, and they were a split second away from being 14-0.
Jerry, they came in shorthanded because of the not 100% abilities of both their scoring leader and everything else leader, Joseph, their point guard, and a leading perimeter shooter in Nardella. And they were able to get a career game off a young man who probably didn't know that he was going to make the roster a few short sections ago. And, of course, Eckhart had to come up strong and did in all areas, especially his drive game.
All right, final score, Wilson 63, Notre Dame 53. The Crusader 53 points on 21 field goals. They had 4 triples as they go to 10-3 on the season, and they lose their first ball game in the East Division of the Colonial League. They get double-figure scoring tonight out of Jeff Daly with 14, Reed Klotz with a dozen, and 10 points for Chad Lilly. For Wilson, they're 63 points on 25 field goals, 1 triple in the ball game, that by Nardello during Wilson's run that got them the lead that they hung on to win the ball game. 12 for 17 from the free throw line. Double-figure scoring out of Joseph with a dozen, Miller with 14, and Chris Eckhart tonight with 21 points. Wilson has won 13 of 14 ball games, 10 in a row, lost 1, and now 3 in a row. Wilson wins this one tonight, 63-53. A reminder tomorrow night at 7:30, Central Catholic Becca, and follow that at 9:30 with Whitehall Liberty. As always, my thanks to John Gaughan and the RCN4 Sports crew for a job very well done. My thanks to Dick Tracy, as it's been a warm one here tonight and a good basketball game. And my thanks to all of you for spending time with all of us. For all of us, I'm Gary Laubach. Good night, everybody.